I love the view here. Very nice, especially on this life fuel. And I'm gonna just wait here, keep my distance, because of a concept I want to talk about called mock guilt. And yeah, so there's two things in this video. Fuck, it's starting to rain. It's alright though. I'd rather stand in the rain than make him feel uncomfortable. So I want him to enjoy his walk with her. Alright, well, we'll address the rest of this when I get back, okay? This is a good distance to start walking now. Bro, holy shit. I've never seen people walk slower in my whole fucking life. Like, holy fuck. It's starting to rain now. The things we do, bro, the things we do. They'll never understand, but it's okay. Just gotta keep a good distance, you know? I accidentally deleted my initial recording of the analysis of the situation because I'm fucking retarded. I have so many recordings because I have so many things on my mind constantly that I want to say, and I'm so happy now that I have an audience that I could actually say these fringe things to who actually comprehend it. God bless the fucking algorithm, because I could never talk about these retarded things to normal people in everyday lives because I would obviously get ostracized very quickly. Anyway, I'm re-recording this, so forgive me for the lack of it being completely organic, but I still am feeling pretty happy after seeing that situation because I just replayed it again on my phone, and it is life fuel, you know, it is really nice to see. I'd say that's like TERA life fuel. Not only is it a rice cell, but the height difference, that was the primary thing, or I should say the lack of height difference. Maybe he was about the same height as her. It could have been about an inch difference from my memory. But the point is, you know, that's life fuel, guys. And I got to see his face a little bit closer when I saw it, and there was nothing, you know, nothing to stand out or whatever. Like, he wasn't ugly by any means, I'm not going to say that. But it's clearly life fuel, and it's mostly because of the height pill, I'd say, more than anything, because it is very common for Asian girls to want to stay within their race. So I'd say it's more of a height pill thing, but it's still incredible to see. And you could obviously see in that video that they're not friends. You know, I can't confirm for sure if it's a relationship, but it's clear there's something intimate there. And that's what matters. The way she's holding him, the way they're walking close together. And I think I even heard them laughing together. And it was just a really nice thing to see. It was really, really good TERA life fuel. And, you know, I had to share this with you guys because it was incredible. A lot of you guys really didn't like the last life fuel example I gave. And you made some good points why that is. And you know what? Fair points. I'm not even going to argue it. I'm definitely not the best person to argue the points you made there, I'd say. And I'm not going to say why that is. But, yeah, I'll just let you guys have that win. You guys could have that battle there with the last life fuel example I gave. I thought in my head it was good life fuel, but I was neglecting the fact that some of you guys deal with certain insecurities that maybe I don't. So you guys reminded me, like, fuck, okay, that is a possibility as well. So yeah, I get why you might be upset by the last life fuel example I gave. I hope the black community at least did appreciate it, but I understand why it might have upset some of the mostly Indian or Asian community. Anyway, I feel like this is a good life fuel example that should hopefully compensate for that. Jesus Christ, we are so fucking autistic. I'm over here talking about compensating life fuel examples because one life fuel example aggravated agitated a certain demographic of people that deal with certain insecurities, and thus this one's comp. Holy fuck, we are so far gone, guys. I'm just realizing, like, we are so far gone. The fact that you can understand what I'm saying and the logic in what I'm saying it's so bad. Jesus, how did we get to this point? No, it's okay, guys. It's okay. Let's just let's embrace it. This is our little community on the internet that no one else has to know about, and it'll be like our little inside thing, as long as we don't get too big. But yeah, I wanted to share this life fuel example with you because it made me really happy to see, and it also reminded me of a life fuel example from my personal life that if I just shared it out of the blue, you guys probably would be reluctant to believe me. But now after seeing this, maybe you will, so I wanted to share it. So one of the girls that I was seeing for about a year and a half or so last year, she had a best friend who was white. I'd probably put her around 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 white, but her boyfriend was rice cell and very, very religious, very, very religious Christian, and he wasn't sub 5 outside of the height, I would say, you know, like decent looking guy, but he was also rice cell, and they had literally like one of the healthiest relationships I had ever seen. And on top of that, they're both holding off until marriage. I More power to them if they're both doing it. And some of you guys are about to be pessimistic and say the girl's lying. I don't think that's the case with this particular example. You just got to take my word for it and trust that I was able to do a good read on their personas. And also because the girl that I was seeing would tell me basically everything that they would tell each other, you know. So I felt like I had a good understanding of the situation. The point is, though, he was probably around 5'3", I want to say, 5'2", rice cell, and the girl was like a 5 out of 10, and she might have had an inch on him, maybe like 5'3 and a half, 5'4". And again, like 5 out of 10, but white girl 5 out of 10, and they're, most importantly, very good inner qualities. That's the most important thing, and they're both holding off until marriage. That is, that's a win in my eyes. That's a win for him. So that is a great life fuel example I've always wanted to share, but I figured you guys would probably be reluctant to believe me if I just shared it out of the blue. But maybe you will now that I just showed you this example. So yeah, those are 2 life fuel examples that I wanted to share, you know, because it would make some of you guys happy. Because remember, guys, something big that I want to try to focus on with this project is that we all believe in the truth, right? We're black-pilled. We believe in reality. However, we also acknowledge that outliers do exist, right? And consequently, there is a chance that you might be an outlier. And I really want to push the idea that, like, you could be that outlier, and perhaps it could be you from the things that are in your control. Now, we could go down the whole rabbit hole of what's in your control and what's not in your control. And I'll give it to you straight right now. Nothing's in your control, actually. Even Jacked and Stacked made a great video on this, but even he didn't take it as far as I will, because I get physics involved and it gets really fucking black-pilled. But I'll first state his thought process on it, which I do agree with as well. It's that there's certain biological aspects that we neglect when we think about what's in your control and what's not. And people will say things like, well, you could just work hard, you know, skill always beats talent, hard work beats talent. And yeah, people are neglecting that there's certain genetics that make you predisposed to working hard. There's certain genetics with your neurotransmitters that are making you more predisposed to gambling versus long-term, you know, dopamine. So yeah, that's just from looking at genetics and biology alone. There's hardly anything in your control. And I'm about to take it like really fucking black pilled, where we go outside of biology and go into physics for a moment. Any real physicist understands that everything is fully deterministic since the Big Bang. And that means the particles in your brain are no different. We like to think we're special. We like to think we're special because we're conscious and self-aware. But the truth is that it's just an illusion because there's a delay in us coming to certain conclusions. But free will is an illusion. Everything is 100% deterministic. And I try not to let that demotivate people, and it shouldn't demotivate you. In fact, you can let that fact in itself be an environmental factor that goes into your decision-making processes, and let it be a positive influence, and that, hey, I know my life is fully determined, so let me just pretend it's determined to be super hyperproductive. And let that be an influence to make you be very hyperproductive and do like very good things for your body and your health and your mind. I made a full video on this on the main channel. It's called The Illusion of Free Will. So hold your comments on calling me crazy, on like saying that I'm stupid, or before you mention the cope of compatibilism in physics, because that is a cope. Before you mention any of that, please just watch my video on The Illusion of Free Will. I think it'll really open your eyes, because when you trace back every decision you've made, all the variables that go into the decision, you have no free will in it, because all those variables that were part of the equation to come to your decision were predetermined as well. And you could trace back every single one of those variables to other predetermined things. And yeah, every single particle in the universe is predetermined. The particles in your brain are no different. So, sorry about that giga black pill right there that goes into physics, but I just had to clarify that because of what I was saying about trying to be a good influence on you guys and like take control of your life in a positive way and be that outlier, you know. We do still have to keep this grounded in reality. I want to make sure you know the truth, and that you still could do the right things in life despite knowing all this. In fact, I'd say now knowing all this, like, it could act as an advantage. It all depends on your perspective. But of course, even your perspective on it is predetermined because of your genetic predisposition. Okay, I'm gonna fucking stop now. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of life fuel. We're gonna end it there, okay? And I went to the vet earlier. I saw a parrot. Can you guess what word I was trying to teach the parrot? That video is coming soon. All right, guys. I'll see you later.